Did you hear? Trump's approval ratings are doing great. Just kidding. He's tanking. But according to him, he would beat a ticket of George Washington and Abraham Lincoln together.
But I met with two pollsters because we were starting to think about the next election. They said, sir, if George Washington and Abraham Lincoln came back from the dead and they aligned and they went for the president, vice president as a combination, you'd be beating them by 25 points. And then the next day I was told that something strange is happening.
Yeah, he actually said that. He's just pulling things out of thin air. Who even comes up with this concept of George Washington, Abraham Lincoln on the same ticket? Doesn't even make sense. But he's like a kid. So he's like, yeah, somebody told me. Nobody told him that. Nobody told him that. Even Fox News is admitting that his numbers are not looking good.
President Trump's approval rating falling to 38%. That is the lowest it's been in his second term. People are unhappy with Trump's handling of consumer prices and, yes, the Epstein files. Kim Strassel joining us this morning. Does this mean Trump's affordability messaging isn't working yet?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right, Stuart. And this is a huge wake-up call for Republicans. And if you actually look at Trump's approval rating, it actually has been sliding for a while. And I think what happened here is voters had a lot of optimism that he really was going to turn around the economy. And they've given him, 9 months now, and they've been waiting. But suddenly they've been looking around, and things really haven't improved to the degree that they thought they would on cost of living. Yeah, I mean, gas prices down in some areas of the country. There are some glimmers of good news here and there. But overall, he's not performed, and that's what the polls are saying. He's not lived up to people's expectations. So Republicans, they got a lot of work to do in a short period of time before the midterms.
What? He hasn't lived up to people's expectations? Like the expectation of him bringing down prices from day one, of him solving the Ukraine-Russia war day one, all the promises he made, he didn't come through on them? What? What a shock. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Yeah, it's very believable. He talked a lot of big game along the way in the campaign, and he hasn't delivered. But some people at Fox are still defending him.
First of all, I'm not going to tell the American people how to feel, because I think Joe Biden made that mistake of saying, hey, it's transitory, you're not feeling it. But it has only been 9 months. And the bill, the big, beautiful bill, it was passed, but it's not been implemented just yet. There's still some time for that. So he's giving people, and then when it comes to some of the energy policy, all of that has not been implemented just yet. So I'm not saying hold on a little bit, but I am saying it's kind of unfair. Right. When someone has been in there 9 months, to put it all on them.
Right. Basically, the American people are going to decide when they go shopping who's got the better plan come midterms. Right. And everything is on the line. It's really whether the president's going to have 4 packed years of successes or 2, and then a struggle in the next 2 if the Democrats get control of the House.
And that's Lawrence Jones saying, I'm not going to tell you to not judge him right now, but don't judge him right now. Give it a little longer, even though he told you he's going to solve everything in like a week. Just don't judge him, though. Please stop. The way you judged Biden, don't judge him. That's what he said. And then Brian Kilmeade comes in and goes, is he going to have 4 years of great success, or he's going to have 2 and 2? You're telling me that this past year has been great success? Well, then you and I are living in different universes. And thank God for Jessica Tarlov of Fox at least being there to at least drop a little bit of knowledge.
But this idea that the Epstein files is going to be reframed as a Democratic hoax is never going to work. The American public is not cool with it. What does he have? Trump has a -39 approval on handling the Epstein files, and only 45% of Republicans even approve at this point. And people are not going to forget that in 2002, for instance, Trump said, I've known Jeff for 15 years, terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It's even said he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. I have never alleged, and I am not alleging now, that Donald Trump has done anything untoward with an underage woman. But if you want to be throwing around single emails from a random fundraising group to try to make Brooklyn Barack look bad and not acknowledge how many times Donald Trump is mentioned in these files, you're just going to look dumb. And I would encourage everyone to not look
But
dumb.
it's other people mentioning him. It's not his fault when people want to get him.
I just read a quote.
But that was one
about
quote,
it.
but other
It's
people are
not-
mentioning it to
Brian,
stop him.
just-
They're
no,
like the other person
Brian,
they
come
want.
on.
They were all trying to stop Trump.
Why did he want the files to not come out this badly? Why? Just tell me why.
Why do you always fall for this stuff is the bigger question.
Happening again.
Why do you always fall for this stuff, Jessica? Oh, women. That's that guy, Greg Gutfield over there on Fox, and Brian Kilmeade, all just being men going, oh, no way, he didn't do anything. What are you talking about? That's other people talking about him in the emails. And she goes, no, Donald Trump said that about Epstein in 2002, and his approval rating is negative 39. Why does he not want this stuff to come out? And she does a great job, because what she says is, she's not saying that Donald Trump did anything that was illegal. We don't know. But she is saying, why is he so worried about the files coming out? We all know, anybody with a half of an iota of a brain knows Donald Trump is scared of these files coming out because his name is all over them. And he most likely knowingly knew that Epstein was doing the things he was doing. And he just kind of went along with it. He just went along with it. And we've seen now his turn. First, he was saying, there's nothing in the files. There's no names. There's no list. Don't worry about it. And then he came back, and then we found out, oh, there is something there. And then they tried to stop the Republicans in the Congress approving the release of the files. And then once he realized that Congress, as well as the Senate, was going to release the files, he came out the other day and he goes, you know what? I'm all for it. We've got nothing to hide. We got nothing to hide. And then he told Pam Bondi to open up investigations on Bill Clinton and Larry Summers and Chase. Some people at Chase, basically a bunch of Democrats, simply because anybody who's following this might know this by now. If there's an open investigation on the Epstein files, on any person that they're accusing of this, then they cannot release the files. They can't. That's why under Biden, some people right now on the right are going, why didn't Biden release the files? Democrats could have released the files. No, they couldn't have, because they were at the time, they were investigating Ghislaine Maxwell, and then they convicted her, and then she appealed, and therefore they weren't able to release the files. And now Donald Trump's latest push to not release the files is to, quote unquote, open these investigations that are gonna keep the files from us. Now, anybody with a decent mind and heart would say, you know, let's just get all the names. Because a lot of times people on the right go, well, Bill Clinton was in the files. Great, bring Bill Clinton out. Let's bring Bill Clinton out. So-and-so was it, Bill Gates. Great, let's bring them all. We want to know who was in the files and what happened and what they did. We want to see the pictures. We want to see the information. Of course, not revealing the victims, but we want to see these guys who were basically taking advantage of these young girls. So we all want to see that, but Donald Trump does not. And then you got those guys on Fox going, why do you always fall for this stuff? I mean, they're creepy. Those guys are creepy. Gutfried, whatever his name is, Greg Gutfried, creepy. Brian Kilmeade, creepy. For you guys to be defending that, for anybody defending not releasing the files, creepy. You are a creepy human being. Megyn Kelly famously came out and started defending Donald Trump by going, Jeffrey Epstein did not commit pedophilia because he was with girls that were 15 and not 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, whatever she said. And then she goes 14. These people are out of their minds. And for them to think that the American public is not going to look at this and be like, why is this guy trying to hide all this stuff? Even his own base is starting to turn on him. You've got all these people on the right who are turning on him. His own Congress turned on him. Marjorie Taylor Greene divorced the guy. She said, dude, you need to release these files. We need to release these files. And of course, the economy listen, if the economy were doing great, there might be a chance that his own base might say, we don't care about the Epstein files because we're doing great. Everyone's doing great. And you had that guy, Lawrence, whatever his name was, saying, oh, the big, beautiful bill hasn't taken effect. Give it some time. No, dude, your big, beautiful bill, what the big, beautiful bill did was give tax breaks to billionaires. Did you know that the 400 richest billionaires in America right now are paying less taxes than you and me. I think they used to pay around 30%, now they're paying 20%. And then they hide all their income. Do you understand? People finally are waking up that the Trump presidency is a grifter presidency. His family's getting rich, he's getting rich. His wife, Melania, got a $40 million contract for her documentary. Do you want to see Melania's documentary that badly? I sure as hell don't. I mean, if it were on Lifetime or if we're like on Pluto or something and it came up, I might be like, oh, this is interesting. Let's see what it is. And probably 5-10 minutes in, I'd be like, I'm done. I'd be out. $40 million, and you know who bought it? Amazon. You know who owns Amazon? Jeff Bezos. You know why Jeff Bezos bought that documentary? So that he could get government contracts. So it's a really, really bad, crappy game of scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. And Donald Trump is starting to see his numbers plummet because even his own base is starting to feel it. And he keeps saying, no, prices aren't high, don't worry about it. No, things are good. There was an interview he did with Laura Ingraham where he goes something like, he's like, the only thing that's up is beef. And then even Laura Ingraham of Fox goes, and coffee. He goes, beef and coffee. But it's more than that. It's beef, coffee, electricity, steel, all this stuff. And you got to wonder, why are prices up? Was it because we had a pandemic and there was a supply-demand situation that made prices rise? No, that's not why. Are prices going up because there was a bubble of some sort in the market and we're starting to see some sort of... No. Why are prices up? Could the tariffs have anything to do with it? Remember Donald Trump said that the Chinese and the other countries are going to pay for the tariffs. Could that possibly have something to do with the prices going up? Yes. Could the firing of all those people through Doge that caused people to not have work, could that be part of the reason why prices are going up and the jobs are going down? Is that part of it? Yes. Could possibly the fact that they're deporting a big part of the workforce, could that be a part of this? Yes. All Donald Trump had to do when he won was to just sit there and follow, basically coming out of Biden, the inflation was going down, prices were starting to come down, and consumer confidence was starting to go up. And people were very excited about Donald Trump because they believed his lies that he was going to turn everything around day one. And for a minute there, we had what could have become a good economy. But Bozo over there, the guy who's bankrupted like 6 casinos, who lost all of his dad's money when he gave it to him, who was saved by his reality show, The Apprentice, that Bozo implemented tariffs. And then he took them off. And then he implemented again and he took them off. And he's gone back and forth many times, and the economy's suffering. So people see the economy suffering. People see the Epstein files issue going on. People see him the immigration issues. You think that helps his popularity? Sending these thugs into these streets around the country, just tackling American citizens as well as people that are brown, just because they're brown, who are trying to live a life. Like a lot of people that are pro ICE right now go, well, they're getting rid of the criminals and the violent criminals. No, they're not. Donald Trump is a famous charlatan shyster. He makes things up. During the campaign, he said that there's 20 million undocumented violent criminals. There's not 20 million undocumented violent criminals. There was much less than that. And once they went after anybody who was a violent criminal and they realized, oh my God, our numbers, we're not making our quotas, that's when they sent Stephen Miller into Homeland Security. And he said, you got to start showing up at Home Depots, in restaurants, and on farms, and just start deporting people who are looking to improve their lives, who've been here for 20 years, who have kids. They had a guy who was a landscaper in Los Angeles whose kids, he has 3 sons in the Marines. They tackled him and they took him into a facility. You think people like that? People don't like that. People don't like that. There was a guy who owns a car wash, again, in Los Angeles, older gentleman. ICE showed up at his place and they started going after his guys, and he goes, my guys are all legal, and they tackled him and he ended up in the hospital. You know what ICE is? ICE is the guys from January 6th who just got promoted to ICE. That's what it is. And so people are starting to see this and go, this is not what we wanted. Because if you really want a better America, you want immigrants that are here to improve America. And those people that they're now arresting because Stephen Miller gave them a 3,000 person a day quota, those people are good people who are trying to improve America and their own lives. And if you really care about America and you want to make America a better country, you would find pathways for those types of people to become citizens, become part of America, but not the Trump administration. Trump administration is a crooked and dirty administration, and people are waking up to it. And that's why his approval ratings are so low, because everybody, even his own people, are going, oh, this guy's a jerk. The things he's doing, he's going after his political enemies, James Comey, Adam Schiff. He's going after people. He's going after late night talk show hosts. I mean, doesn't he have better things to do? We want you to fix the economy. We don't want you to bomb boats in the Venezuelan boats. He's bombing boats in the middle of the ocean and saying that he's somehow stopping fentanyl from coming to America, when really there's no fentanyl coming from Venezuela. So it's all, people are starting to catch up to this guy's grift. He's remodeling the East Wing. For what? Nobody wanted that. Was anybody asking about that? No. But he's doing it. While you and I are going into grocery stores and feeling the pinch. Famously, his buddy Elon Musk said, guys, we're going to have to tighten our belts a little bit. We have to tighten our belts. When we do these cuts, we do the Doge cuts, when we do the tax break for the billionaires, the big, beautiful bill, we're going to tighten our belts a little bit. It's easy for a guy worth $300 billion to say you're going to have to tighten your belts a little bit. It's not easy for the average person living their lives who goes to the grocery store and goes, wow, if I buy this product, I'm not going to be able to afford rent this month. When they see the electricity bills going up, when they see the cost of furniture going up. You and I are paying the tariffs. You and I are paying for this guy's faulty economic policy. And because of that, his approval rating is negative 30-something%. And because of his denial of the Epstein files, his approval rating is even lower. And the fact that he lives in a fantasy land where he believes that he could beat a ticket with George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, where does he even come up with that? Where does he even come up with that? He's losing his mind. So folks, what I need you to do, I need you to keep the pressure on. I need you to make sure that you register to vote in the midterm elections, and I need you to help us. We all need to come up with helping the Democrats win the midterms so that there's guardrails against this guy. Because currently, the Republican Congress and Senate really don't stand up to this guy, except for the Epstein files. That's the only time, because even they realized, we can't vote against that, except one guy in Congress did vote against it. So that guy's a real douchebag. I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I've got a page right here on YouTube. It's at Maz Jobrani. Give it a follow. I'm also on tour. Come see me live. I'm going to be traveling all over the country. Go to mazjobrani.com. Check out, get some tickets. Come and let's have a laugh.